Hi and welcome back to Star Conflict Tutorials. Today, we would like to talk specifically about the PvE missions that are available in Star Conflict. They come in a list of missions in which you will have to fight versus the AI as a member of a squadron of 4 human players. Overall, the game has 9 PvE missions for starships of rank 1 to 15. These missions are further divided into 3 difficulty levels. Easy level for ranks from 1 to 5, medium level for ranks from 6 to 10, and finally, the high level for ranks from 11 to 15. Remember though, if you chose to do a PvE mission of rank 5, you should remove all ships of a higher rank from your current hangar roster. Otherwise, you risk running into some enemies that will far outstrip your chosen level of difficulty. Now, let's take a closer look at each mission. The Blackwood shipyard mission consists of 3 stages and is designed for newcomers, so it's rather easy overall. You can run into some difficulties at stage 3 of the mission, but only if you're doing the mission on a higher rank. First, you will have to defend 3 space stations from a wave of enemy drones. The enemies themselves are rather fragile and tend to attack in swarms. Consider using an area of effect weapon to counter this minor threat. After destroying the final wave, your squadron will enter the enemy territory, where the second stage of the mission will take place. Your goal here is to fight through the blockade of sentry drones and destroy 3 targeting stations. Once you dealt with the stations, you will enter the third stage, in which you will have to eliminate an experimental enemy craft. Every once in a while, the enemy craft will fire a pulsar that deals damage across the entire map. In this case, the only way to escape this damage wave is to get yourself behind some object in space. At easy and medium difficulty, the pulsar deals low to moderate damage, but at high difficulty, it can destroy an interceptor or a fighter in mere seconds if it catches those targets in the open. Next mission is Capture Dreadnought, which also comes in 3 distinct stages. First, you will have to capture a command station from under the control of some pirates. Then, you will proceed to stage 2, where you must destroy the Dreadnought's main caliber. You should also consider taking out all AA and point defense guns on the Dreadnought while you're at it, as it will ease the third stage of the mission quite considerably, during which you will have to destroy missile launchers that are protecting the ship's bridge. If you destroyed all point defense guns at stage 2, you will have no trouble doing that. Remember, the missile launchers are protected by an impenetrable shield. It drops only when the missile launcher is firing. This is when you need to strike your target. The turret takes quite a while to turn around, so just take it from the dead zone and you are going to be safe from harm. The fire support mission consists of only a single but a very long stage. Early on, you will have to fight off several waves of enemy raiders. These raiders come in force, equipped with almost every class of spacecraft out there, ranging from tiny suicidal interceptors to full-size destroyers. In this battle, you will be dealt mostly thermal and kinetic types of damage. Take your time to equip corresponding modules into your hull and shield slots beforehand. The final wave of foes will be led by a commander. This is usually a heavy frigate or a destroyer, which can do some serious damage at higher difficulties, usually by using a gravitational lens or a photon emitter. As soon as you defeat the commander, a cruiser will appear that you will do well to destroy as soon as possible. You need to take down this cruiser before it reaches the abandoned factory. Focus your fire on its engines first. This will seriously slow down your prey. Do not approach it too close either, otherwise you risk suffering major damage. When the cruiser engines die, target its turrets. Each turret destroyed will cause considerable damage to the cruiser. As soon as the last one is destroyed, you can just finish off the enemy ship. Do remember though, the mission map will spawn valuable pickup bonuses during its entirety. Some will increase your damage, others restore your hull, but don't ignore them and use them whenever you can. Defense Contract is a mission similar to the fire support. You will get pretty much the same raiders and their commander and a cruiser at the final wave. But the environment is vastly different though. If the fire support mission was fought around a planetoid, this time you'll be fighting in the void. This gives you more room to maneuver. Another difference is that this mission is unavailable for rank 1 ships. Now, let's enter the domain of missions for rank 6 and above. No more easy mode for you folks. The Elysium Raid mission has 3 stages. Stage 1 will make you destroy 2 enemy generators surrounded by a system of defensive turrets, which are not your targets. especially if you fly something like a fighter or an interceptor that can sneak up right next to the generator where no defensive turret can reach you. At Stage 2, you will have to escort 3 dropships. The said dropships are a courageous lot and will fight through the thick of the enemies and the turrets no matter what. As soon as you see the dropships enter the battle space, commence clearing out the map immediately. 1 spacecraft is usually enough for close support of all dropships. When they reach their destination, it is time for Stage 3. Now we will have to fight 2 waves of biomorphs, the last of which is led by an elite hunter. Do not approach those too close, or you will meet the business end of a pulsar. Operation Crimson Haze is also a 3-stage affair. First, you must destroy the outpost of the so-called Cybers. The outpost will be guarded by various ships, from small interceptors to proper frigates and defensive turrets. Stage 2 will spawn your squadron in a narrow tunnel, the inner surface of which is dotted by a multitude of angry enemy turrets. After tackling this deadly gauntlet, you'll have to capture 3 enemy space stations. You must destroy all enemy ships for this one. Gun platforms can help you in this task and can be found right in front of the enemy positions. But in order to turn these on, you'll have to fix them, which is done just like capturing a beacon. The first stage of the processing rig will require you to take down 6 transport ships that travel around the edges of the map. Stage 2 demands you tackle a whole army of the now familiar automated turrets. Remember, you must stay highly mobile for this one. You can evade most of the enemy damage by simply strafing around. But should you become stationary for more than a few seconds, your ship will be turned into a cheese grater. There are no major boss ships in this mission, but don't get cocky. Despite that, the foes will try to destroy loot ships. If they do, you'll fail the mission. Well, finally, we're in the big leagues. Missions for ships of rank 11 and above. These are the hardest 3 of them all without any way of lowering the difficulty. Pirate Fort Raid is a tough and a grueling experience. Its first stage makes you destroy the power grid of the Pirate Fort. Get ready to fly from one place to another constantly. But idle flight is rather dangerous, as the turrets can reach out pretty much everywhere on the map. Not to mention that they deal a tremendous amount of damage when hit. So much, in fact, that not every frigate can survive a decent salvo. After taking down all generators, you will have to escort a transport craft. This is where the mission becomes similar to the Elysium raid, but this time you'll have more turrets and enemies to deal with. Just like the first stage, you need to be careful and bide your time. Try to destroy the missile turrets before they are approached by the transport craft. Later on, your path will be cut off by the flagship of the pirate Baron himself. His vessel will circle the map and fire his singularity generator. Remember that just a few hits is enough to take out pretty much any ship of medium size or smaller, but it is all worth it. The Pirate Fort Raid is the only mission which yields you an achievement, the Pirate Hunter. Operation Ice Belt is the final adventure on the list. First, your squadron must target and destroy all turrets of the enemy dreadnought. Then, you will have to capture 3 space stations and fight off a counterattack by the enemy. The attack will be led by an enemy leader, suspiciously alike to the Pirate Baron. All PvE missions of easy and medium difficulties are perfect for raking in some credits and leveling up any and all recently purchased craft. The hard missions can provide you some really major income, but leveling during those is, well, let's just say is a rather hard task. But if you do decide to upgrade your ships playing PvE missions, make sure you have your modules at Mark II grade at least. Finally, let me give you a few words of advice that will benefit you greatly in pretty much every PvE mission out there. Use the area of effect guns more. This could be a singularity generator, or a coil mortar, or halo launcher, which sadly are not available for interceptor class ships. If you fly an engineer, you should have one with you on the mission. You never know when you might have to get repaired. Get as many duplicators as you can. They can be used to restore not only yourself, but your allies as well. In order to use it, just approach the wreckage of an allied ship and press the action button. One last thing, don't take too many interceptors in a squadron on higher difficulties. Recon and ECM interceptors simply have too low of a damage output, while the covert ops are just too fragile for these kind of missions. Also note that after finishing the mission, you're guaranteed to get something valuable as a daily reward. The higher the difficulty, the better the prize. This is it for this episode. See you in space.